Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Financial Services, and as I speak to all of you all this Monday morning at around about 10:45 a.m., markets have kind of witnessed a little bit of choppiness since the time we opened the trade in the morning. We opened down, we recovered quite a bit of lost ground, and again there has been a little bit of selling pressure. Before I go any further, let me give you certain levels on the Sensex, Nifty Bank, Rupee Dollar and crude oil. So currently as I speak to you at around about 10:45 Monday morning, Sensex is at about 72,890, downting of about 250 points. Nifty is trading at about 22,150 with a loss of about 65 points. Nifty Bank 46,710, down about 106 odd points. Rupee dollar equation, if you recollect friends, last week we had mentioned when rupee was above 83 that we should see a little bit of strength in the rupee, and that's what exactly we witnessed last week. We saw levels of almost 82.85 rupees to a dollar, that was strength in the rupee, and this morning we are looking at about 82.90 levels of rupee to $1, and there is a strength of 0.03 paise. Expect a range bound trade. Strength in the rupee could take us to 82.80 and weakness could take us towards 83 levels. Remains to be seen how the dollar demand is there and what kind of dollar supply comes in. On the crude oil front, we saw a meaningful downtick last week, almost $80 or thereabouts on the Brent and closer to $75 on NYMEX. And even last week on the Brent, on the crude oil basket, we had mentioned that we should see a little bit of downtick. Currently, there has been a lower level, but there has been a minor recovery from the lower levels that we saw last week. So Brent is trading at about $81.34 to a barrel, and NYMEX is trading at about 76.13 rupees to a barrel. Expect sideways to downward movement on crude oil front, unless and until there is some huge event that unfolds in the Red Sea by Houthi rebels. And if you recollect, last week there were multiple attacks from allied forces, that is combination of US and UK, on some strategic points of Houthi rebels in Yemen. There has been, of course, counter attacks from Houthi rebels also, but all of them have been taken down. So expect a range bound trade on Brent and NYMEX with downward take is what we expect, unless and until some uneventful incidents happens in the Red Sea. Coming to the equity market, friends, spinning back last week, on Monday we were struggling to cross over the all-time high, and after we gave out our market outlook last week, markets managed to make an all-time high on Monday itself and then following days, and as a result of that we saw positive movement up until Thursday and Friday, wherein we saw choppiness, volatility, and then of course markets recovering with a little bit of gain on Thursday, and on Friday we saw almost a flat to negative kind of close. This week, friends, we are in the F&O expiry week. 29th of this month, Feb, is Thursday. That's when the F&O expiry is there. And since we are at an elevated level, we expect this choppiness and volatility to continue in the market for the remaining trading days, especially as we near the F&O expiry, that is on Wednesday and Thursday. The choppiness and volatility will be a little bit higher. It would be interesting to see what kind of rollovers we have, given the kind of levels that we are trading at. So the sense is that the range bound trade could continue for some more time on the Nifty spot, and if I have to give you certain levels on the Nifty spot where the higher end and the lower end could be, so the lower end could be somewhere close to about 22,100 to 22,150. This is the lower end trajectory of the Nifty spot. And on the higher side, I think we can look at possibly 22,300 to 22,500. This could be possible either this week or in coming week. There has been positivity in the market and buying is visible at lower level. though we saw a little bit of choppiness and volatility last week, and we have to prepare ourselves even this week, we might be seeing choppiness and volatility. So if you are a trader or a short-term investor, try to take money off the table at 22,300 or 22,500. And if you really want to do some little bit of speculation with the high risk appetite, then use lower levels of 22,100 to 22,150 to buy some reasonably momentum stock so that you get beneficial exit in that short to medium term point of view. Otherwise, from a long term point of view, this is still a great market to nibble into some stock specific ideas. The problem is that we have to convince ourselves that we have more capability, more capacity, more strength, and more vigor in terms of moving up higher in the future to come by. Since this is going to be a month-end week, on Friday, that is 1st of March this week, we will have the auto sales numbers. And my sense is that as every month we see auto sales numbers, markets will possibly react to those auto sales numbers, and stock specific, depending upon how the sales are for the month of Feb, you will see reaction coming in, whether it is two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler, commercial vehicle or tractor, agri equipment kind of manufacturing companies. Don't expect any meaningful sell-off at current levels given the backdrop of events that we have seen, and not that there is too much to see or listen into or hear into or read into as far as domestic events or international events are concerned. Of course, unpleasant surprise can possibly spook us on the downside, but again, the downside looks quite limited given the opportunity that arises in terms of buying activity at lower level. As always, friends, we give you certain investment ideas. So there are two of them this week again. First one is from a PSU bank, known for being a little bit notorious in terms of asset quality, gross and net, provisioning being elevated because of the loan book exposure to vulnerable sectors. The name of the bank is PNB, earlier known as Punjab National Bank. Third quarter numbers and the management commentary verbatim post the numbers was very, very strong. A little bit elevated level, but we feel that it's a great time to possibly start buying some small quantity into Punjab National Bank from a long-term point of view, that is PNB. And if we have to go by the verbatim shared by the management in terms of growth outlook and improvement in balance sheet in quarters to come by, our sense is that all levels at lower level should be viewed as accumulating the stock, starting at current levels, nibbling into it, small allocation towards Punjab National Bank PNB, and then possibly as you see lower levels, in case if we see the markets correcting or some selling pressure in the PSU banks or Punjab National Bank PNB counter, then that should be used as buying opportunity. So this is the first investment idea from state PSU bank, that is PNB. The second one, friend, I'm sure we would have mentioned this in our earlier interaction, a mid-cap IT company called KPIT Technologies. If you recollect, friend, this company had reacted negatively when the Tata Technologies IPO was going to hit the market. It was just because of some sheer competition getting listed and the opportunity lost, if any, for KPIT Tech. So KPIT did go down once the stock of Tata Technology got listed, and then we have seen recovery. Third quarter earnings, we don't see any negativity in terms of any new entrant coming and taking out market share of KPIT Tech, and the management is equally confident about growth opportunities that will come forward. So this also is a stock which we would request you to start accumulating in small parts, and whenever you get opportunity, you should aggressively add to your investment holding from a long-term point of view. Needless to say, friends, both these investment ideas, that is PNB and KPIT Tech, are fundamental investment ideas. Humble request is to have a long-term time horizon, 12 months, 16 months, 18 months plus, so that you can maximize your profits from a long-term point of view by investing in these two stocks. Thank you very much for your patience hearing, and I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of your health. Bye-bye.